Hey, what's up? I'm back. I know it's been a hot minute. Um, 'Cause fun fact, I started streaming to YouTube. The Twitch overlords aren't gonna like that, but turns out, you know, it's definitely gonna be more of a stream to Twitch and post other shit to YouTube type thing. Hi, Fry. Welcome. I'll be real with you. I don't have. Hush. Hush. I gotta turn down my mic. Hold on. Uh. Yeah. So I can't make money or anything off of Twitch, and I don't have anything set up really because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I've got a very basic layout and I know how to get my audio sources and stuff, and that's about it. Uh, Hell, I have to pull up Twitch on my phone just to be able to see the chat because Streamlabs doesn't let you have a what's it called? Pulled out a pop-out window for chat. Because OBS fucking hates me. Um, So, you remember, babe, you remember, when my streams would always have a fucked up mic and you could barely understand what I was saying and, like, you couldn't really hear me? It's because OBS, the base program, does not work with my laptop. But for some reason, Streamlabs works just fine. So it's one of those weird situations where it's like, bruh, like, one version of you works and one doesn't. What the hell? Yeah. Yeah. It's just one of those things. Hold on. I'm sketching, so do I want to use pen or do I want to... I usually use pen, I think, so... Alright, let's go. Alright, so what I'm trying to work on today is there's a text-based RPG that I like to play. Not gonna name names because it's not very family friendly. But I have a character I'm playing right now, and I almost never draw my characters from this game, even though I really want to, because like you can take different items. You can take uh, uh wrong thing. Hold on. Fuck. It's because it's on it's on this layer. Hold on. Fuck it. I'll just add a transparent layer back later. But yeah, you can use different items for their transformative properties to like change your body type and like your gender and stuff like that. So you can start as like a totally human character or just one specific like race of character and then end up a completely unrecognizable thing by the end. Alright. fallen out of practice with drawing lately, so it might take me a hot minute to get to something decently. Yeah. 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 I get the feeling you know what I'm talking about, and I am both ashamed and curious if you do. It's awful. It's awful. I no. Oh. Babe! Bruh! Don't don't phrase it like that, please. Fuck. Alright, I'm trying to figure out how I want to, like... Because if I want to... But yeah, it is a spicy RPG. And it's got a lot of furry stuff in it, so... it's... yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, I enjoy playing it, but it's weird to talk about people with. Yeah, that's definitely more of a puzzle game. This is like a completely text-based RPG. They have, like... They have, like, art and shit, and they've... Actually, in recent years, they've added mini-games, but yeah. I think it is the one you're... There are two we've talked about before, love, and it is one of those. Hush. Well, if I'm trying to kind of like... trying to kind of like... Like I said, it's been a hot minute, so it'll take me a second to even get this figured out, but I have an idea of what I want to do now, so... It's gonna have to be... It's gonna be a really rough sketch for a second, but it's kind of the point of a sketch, is to really solidify what you're doing before you do it, so... No. Fucking hell. Square that off a bit more. No. Right now I'm just trying to get the, like, rib cage and stuff aligned how I want, so that I find it's easier for me to start with, like, the structure of the body and then move on to, like, trying to make it work, you know? Okay, so... Nah, that doesn't look right, but... So if he's kind of turned that way, then that means... Doop 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 doop. Like I said, this is gonna look awful for a minute, but like, I'm just trying to get an idea of like where the hips are gonna sit in the bottom of the rib cage and such, because I find it is easier to figure the angles of those out and then kind of do the different musculature and shit around it. And then that's... So then this is gonna be a little bit more. And the legs are gonna be digitigrade, so those are gonna be fun. I'll probably have to work on them separately and then figure out where I want them to go on the body, because the thing is, as opposed to trying to draw... Oh, hold on. Let me adjust my position. Instead of drawing it how I usually do, where, you know, this is like the hip socket, and hold on. Typically with human legs, what I'll do is I'll come up with this, the pelvis. I'll naturally like kind of have that curve or indent in there so that I can just kind of round out from that socket to the thighs, and I'll like have it kind of go to a point, and then I'll have the knee kind of intersect like this and do the calf, and then the foot. That's not quite right, but you get the idea. And then the foot here, and then I'll like build out the flesh of the knee from there based on how these kind of meet up and shit. But when it comes to digitigrade legs, or like the kind of stuff you see with like furry characters, where they have the more animalistic shape, it's got to be something where like the hip socket, if you're facing forward, is like this. Hold on, let me... Yep. So, rear, front. It's got to be more like... Let's see. We make that thigh. But then you've got to do... At the knee here... Oh, lordy. See, the funny thing is, before I even got, like, 2 subs on YouTube, I had a bot comment for, like, you know what? Actually, hold up. Let me... I can do it from my phone! Alright, where was I? Oh yeah, but with, like, more animalistic, like, digitigrade legs, you have to... Damn it, that moves the whole damn thing, that's right. Hold on. Nope. Select... No, just go to the lasso tool. What the hell am I doing? Okay. So, lasso drag. Do 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 doot. And then you kind of have to do that and make sure you're kind of giving it some mass too. Though typically you want to have it in closer. I just was trying to show the part, like the individual bit itself. But then you kind of go from here and you build off with... Some people do it a little more downward, like this. And then do the... Nah, that doesn't even look right as a fucking dirty sketch or whatever, but yeah. So, let's say let's say you want to have the foot here and you want to digitigrade, then typically what I tend to do, and what I've kind of learned to do from seeing other people's stuff, is this is actually like the calf, like where the calf would be. This is really bad proportionally, but you kind of get the idea of like it is much harder to do, much more difficult to do, especially when you're trying to figure out like the positioning. Do 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 do. Yeah, well, that's actually the first bot I've had. I think I've only ever banned one other person, like one actual person, and that was just a weird situation, so. And I don't know if I actually banned them or I just blocked them, so I don't know. Hey. Oh, please. You know I am terrible at keeping a conversation active, especially when this is all one-sided. It is terrible getting me to actually keep talking. That is probably not attainable if we're being completely realistic. I appreciate the support though, love. Eh. Eh. Okay, so we want this to kind of. So this is kind of body posture, and then tail. It's gonna come out somewhere probably around here. And what I'd want to do for that is something pretty lax. Just kind of. Well, one tail. Dude's got 7 of them. Being shorted before I can. Backseat gamers. Oh no. Oh no, are we talking like min-max backseat, or are we talking like spoilers, or you're you're playing wrong? Like, what are we talking about here? 'Cause yeah. Doom da doom da doom doom da doo da doom. So the thing is, he's a fox character, so we're gonna want his face shape a little slimmer than we would if he was something like, say, a wolf. Because they have a much more, I want to say, kind of bulky musculature. Like, they're a much larger, more muscled canine. Because, like, they're big bad predator. Foxes, small, quick hunt, but hide. You know? Oh no! No, we don't. Nah, we don't fuck with that. We do not fuck with that. Good. Oh my god. I cannot imagine. I mean, I can imagine, but I cannot. How could it? I can understand when it's like, hey, there's this crucial part of the story you missed that, you has you misunderstanding this bit of context, or hey, this item or puzzle's really hard. Do you want advice? But like, oof, that's just nah. Ow. Hold on, I got it. All right. Do 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 do. So if his head shape is just, this is not his head shape. This is just a shape. Bruh. Hold on, let me undo all that, because Okay. Alright, yeah, so... I want him... Yeah. Yeah. You aren't just A shape. You are waifu shape. Alright, gonna wanna shave this down. Hey, if you're gonna be all ooh woo when I pop into your chat, you're getting the same treatment here, motherfucker. You cute. Gotta love that Arizona green tea. My apologies about that. No. I don't know. It's frustrating me because I know this isn't how his head is going to be shaped. He needs to be... He needs to be... See, I've actually found, funnily enough, that because I'm right-handed, I have an easier time with curves that go away from my right side. Or is it... Yeah, with curves that go away from my right because it's that pulling towards me motion with my hand. So, like, I tend to be happier with, things that I've drawn when I'm going this way instead of that way. Because of how my hand works. So I'm gonna say probably about there. And then the question is mouth open or closed. You know what? I'll go closed. So that means I'm gonna want him. Yeah. This does not look right. Hold on, let me get rid of that. Actually, it's gonna be more. No, it's gonna be a thinner snout, so... Yeah, I was about to say, it's getting close to your bedtime. Thought you had to eat. Alright, let me... Because this is the way I want it to go, I'm just not... So I'm actually gonna want that to kinda... I don't know if how I'm doing this is making sense or how I used to do this, because like I said, it is... Ugh. It has been a hot minute, my dudes, but I will overcome. Because here's the thing. Alright. I've actually found that doodling off on the side to figure things out has helped. So... Alright. So what I want to do is... So from the front, it's typically something like this, where, you know, you've got the lips, and then the nose is somewhere up here, and then any twofers you want, maybe a tongue, bleh, you know, muzzle. But then if you're trying to do it from the side, something of a shorter snout, it's gonna be, you know, something of a shorter snout, it's gonna be something like that. But when it comes to foxes and more like slimmer snoots, it's something along the lines of... Nope. Keep hitting my pen against my desk, and that's not helping things. So it's more of a... The nose is gonna sort of... No. No. Alright, so if mouth is here, then something of a slimmer snoot, and then that's gonna connect a little higher, whereas with something of a thicker schnoz, it's gonna be more like this. And I mean, of course, you can adjust the shape of things based on not just the animal, but like the specific breed or species. Like different types of dogs will have different types of snouts, but the problem is trying to do it at an angle like this means that I've got to figure out an angle that lets it appear slim while still giving you that little side profile of, you know. So then nose would probably be about here, and then we but the problem is that doesn't look right. So even if I were to adjust things, you know, it's one of those things where it's trial and error and trial and error, and I keep making errors. Oh, holy shit, thanks for the follows, Melody Wispin. I'm gonna say Azathoth? Because I'm not sure how to pronounce the first part of that, and I do not want to mess that up. So, let's see. trying to do the angle about here. So, problem is, how do I get that to still look slim while still keeping that angle on the snoot, the schnoz. Shitty fox. Alright, so if I'm going to keep it somewhat slimmer, but I still want to keep that shape to it, so probably something... Problem is, I think I'm putting the lips too close to the top of the schnoz, because if I give it a bit of room, because it is kind of a side thing, so then just kind of, and then obviously from there I'm gonna kind of, okay, so my problem is I'm trying to build straight off of this, and I'm not taking into account that I'm gonna have to blend it into the rest of the face anyway, because obviously the facial structure is much different for an anthro than a humanoid character, so it's not just a straight thing, it's gonna kind of curve, though it's gonna be a bit of a sharper curve than that, so... Especially because a lot of fox-like characters have sharper features even where they aren't necessarily there in nature, because, you know, it helps convey that sort of slimmer, sleeker design, as opposed to other canids. So... I want something... Let's see. Like I said, it's been a hot minute since I've actually done the furry stuff, so... There's also the fact that the jaw is actually gonna be something of a different shape as well, so I have to take that into account too. Alright. Yeah, so I need to kind of have his jowls shaped out. So... I typically do... Let's see. So... Yeah... With being a fox and all, I typically do something a little sharper for the face shape. Not necessarily super sharp, but something more like this, so... But there's also going to be a natural curve to it, so... I do need to take that into account, because that's not gonna just be a straight fucking line, it's gonna be... It's gonna be something a little closer to... This is just the sketch, but it's still... It has to look right for me to really start on the refining process, because the thing is, if it doesn't look how I need it to, I can't get it there, you know? It really has been fucking forever. Alright, come here. Destroy. Erase. Destroy. Alright, so... Torso. Raised the neck. That was not good. Alright. then can keep hitting my damn pen against the desk there. So, zoom out. Alright. So, yeah. I'm terrible at keeping up one-sided conversation, so I'm sorry if this isn't exactly the most entertaining thing to watch, but I am trying to kind of ramble on about how I used to try and do things and how I'm trying to get back into doing things, because I've really fallen out of practice on drawing because there's been a lot going on recently. So, unfortunately, I just haven't had the time or energy to really invest in it. But I'm trying now, and that's the important part. So, if he's gonna be looking that away, and the snoot is gonna be coming out of here, then that means I need... So that's where his eyes are gonna come out of, and then usually getting the ear structure in place also helps me, because that helps me, I don't know. It's weird trying to figure out what used to work and what'll work for me now. And then do 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 do. And kinda beep. And nah, bruh. We want that to... No. That's not what we do, bud. Okay, that's just not looking right. So let me finish the other ear first. Kind of get a feel for... Okay. No. Okay. That is a bit better, so... Kind of does have to just slope. And then I gotta figure out, well, do I want to give him kind of, you know, what kind of cheeks and jaw do I want to try and give him? Is this gonna be with or without the fur? And if it's without the fur, how, like, you know, it's been a minute. That's really all I can say about all this is it's been a minute. So, we're actually gonna slant it down a bit and then kind of do that. So then, yeah, and that's kind of where the snout's gonna be situated, but it's not gonna be this sort of sharp line necessarily. It's gonna be a little more of a just get the eyes in position, because obviously that's not gonna be the eye shape completely, but if I know where the sockets are gonna be about, then helps with kind of just defining where things gonna go, where things gonna be. So if I want something kind of like that, then what I need to do is figure out... Hold on. Get that back. Because what I can do is kind of... No. It's gonna be angled inward, actually, because how he's supposed to be looking at things. Which means I'm gonna want his Da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum. And then there's also the fact that it's not gonna be just a straight fucking line. I'm gonna need to give it a bit of curve. Yeah, because man. Dum, 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 dum. Yeah, no. Hold on, let me flip this, see what I'm trying to figure out here. Okay, so looks like if I were to do something a little more like that, and then obviously I want to kind of shape it up, but fuck is with my computer lagging all of a sudden? Bruh. Alright, so yum, 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 yum. Alright, so we're gonna want something kind of like that, and then that, and yeah. And maybe not with that little blat at the top, you know? Something kind of yeah, and then from here we do a little bit of blah, and clean things up a bit for that sharper snoot. And the thing is, that's not gonna just straight up connect because of how things are gonna be working, but go in here, erase, go here, clean some of this up. That's gonna need to lower a bit, but just kind of make sure this makes sense without the let me start the undo. Alright, so what if I just kind of do doop doop doop. Alright, so something like that. And then honestly, I'm probably gonna take that and just kind of scooch it in a bit. And now let me make sure that this makes sense shape-wise without all of these. And we are gonna kind of adjust that, but that's gonna be, yeah, that's it. That's the starting point. There we go. That's much better. Alright, yeah, so then we got the schnoz, which honestly is one of the harder parts of the faces, making the schnoz and the eyes and the face shape all kind of work together, in my opinion. And yeah, that checks out. Okay. I would probably just sorta, hold on. I would probably just real quick flatten this and then do that, because if I flatten that, you can see it's his fucking chin. Let's go. Alright, then gonna flatten that out. So then, and I do want to kind of sharpen that little corner there, and I know this is Pokemon, I just can't name the actual song. Hold on. Nuvema Town. Yes. I used to actually hum different songs from Platinum to myself all the time, because of course the ADHD doesn't like your brain to have any quiet, so I would just sing it to myself. So, Pokemon music is still kinda ingrained in my brain. I forget what city it was specifically from Platinum that I kept humming. I think it was Jubilife, because it was like da 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 da. Or no, that specifically is from Black and White. I forget the name of the town, but it was like I don't remember. But yeah, so let's see. And then I still barely got the rough of the body, but now that I have the head, that makes this part a little bit easier. 'Cause then okay, so then this is gonna kind of lead into so then kind of wanna build this up a bit, and then see, but the problem is in game he's a bit more muscly, but right now I'm just trying to get the shape of his torso down so we can worry about that later. Right now I just need to alright, I need to hold on. I'll leave the neck musculature in place, but I need to hold on. Let's go green. That stands out. Alright. So what I need from here is definitely a bit more, you know? I just need this to kind of stand out a bit easier against all of the blue for the... Yeah. Alright, so on this newer layer we're gonna nah bruh. But yeah, so that means this is gonna be a bit more and doom. Hold on. Let me turn that off for a second to get this straight. Fun fact, I used to only draw like eyes and head shots, so I have actually gotten used to starting my drawings from the head down, which I know it's weird, but like it's what works for me, you know? Alright, so